All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of our podcast. We have another wonderful interview today. We are here with Niina. Niina reached out to us and asked to be on the podcast. She has a book that she had recently come out with. So we're here to discuss that. So I just wanted to ask first, Niina, how did you hear about our podcast? How did that come across your screen?
Oh, I was just Googling introvert related things, so it must have
Good.
come across me that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
that's so
very cool.
cool.
Very cool. And you're
We,
coming all the way from Finland, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were surprised and excited to know that we'd we'd made it that far. So very, very cool.
yeah, we see that we get some downloads internationally, and it's always fascinating to us. So it was even cooler to have someone from Finland reach out to us personally. So we're very excited to
Yes.
hear all about you and introvert stuff.
Yes.
Mm.
All right. So we always start with our two starter questions. Our first one is an icebreaker. So our icebreaker for you, Niina, is what is the strangest food that you've ever tried?
All right. I'm a vegetarian these days, but when I was younger, I did eat quite a bit of reindeer meat.
Oh, okay.
Reindeer
Is
meat.
that strange enough?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Is it more common there in Finland? Because obviously I don't think I've ever even seen that here in the States.
More common in Lapland, not so
Okay.
much where I live, and I live pretty north, but
Okay. Okay.
it depends where you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is
Yeah.
is reindeer meat taste similar to anything you've ever had, or is it very different tasting? What's like the texture?
Oh, it's very salty. So
Okay.
back in the days when uh, people didn't have lots of sunlight during the winter and it was
Mhm.
hard to hunt, so they would stack reindeer meat and eat it throughout the winter, and you
Yeah.
know
Okay.
Very
it
interesting.
stayed.
Yeah.
Same with like a salty fish.
Okay.
So they
Okay.
tried the meat and eat it. Yeah.
Well, that is strange. I mean, I've
Yes.
never
Mm,
never
Very
tasted
interesting for us for sure.
it. Okay, and
yeah.
then we always do a would you rather. So
Nice.
Niina, would you rather start reading your book out loud to strangers in a coffee shop or to strangers in a doctor's office?
Interesting. Maybe in a coffee shop.
Coffee shop.
Yeah.
Safer choice, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think I would probably choose that too if I was
Yeah.
in that environment. It's a little more
Yeah.
relaxed setting in there than a doctor's office.
Yes.
So,
Mm.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna let you kind of introduce yourself to us, Niina. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Niina, and I'm a writer and illustrator. I work as a freelance illustrator, and in my free time, I'm it's a bit of a hobby for me to study human mind and introversion and extroversion and people who are ambiverts. It's
Mm.
just really fascinating to me the way these things exist and how they appear in different cultures. I went to university in the UK and I lived longer time periods in Southern Europe. It's very different to Finland and to Baltic countries, Scandinavia, when I traveled all around Sweden, Estonia. We are way more introverted than a lot of our uh, other European cultures and then Americans. So it's just really interesting to me
Yeah,
the way
absolutely.
for
our
sure.
mind works.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
have you ever traveled to the States before?
No, I
Okay.
haven't been outside Europe.
Okay.
Maybe someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
for
Very
sure.
cool. Very cool.
Um, so our next question is, what did life look like for you growing up? So I know you said you've kind of, went to university, different places, but did you grow up in Finland?
Yes, I
Okay.
did grow up in Finland, and my family is a bit of a mixture. My father, who has passed away, he was very much an introvert. My mother is an extrovert. My grandmother was more of an ambivert. My sister is an ambivert. So there's a lot of different types of personalities.
Yes.
But I did feel a lot of pressure when I was a child that I should be more outgoing. I should be more active or speak more to people. But I didn't like most people. Maybe it's more of a taste thing.
Yeah.
But it's not that long time ago that I read that in Finland the extrovert introvert ratio is more like 50-50. So that would
Wow.
mean like 2.5 million people in Finland are introverts, and then the rest are extroverts.
Oh.
So that's a lot. But I don't
Yeah.
think our society really
Yes.
understands that.
Absolutely.
No, and I like you, when I was younger, felt pressure to be more extroverted,
Yes.
and I never got validation that, being an introvert is is okay,
Yes.
So I totally feel that.
Yes, absolutely. And then our next question was going to be, are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I am a social introvert. Like, I don't mind speaking to people. I'm not a shy person,
Mm-hmm.
but I need time to reset. I need time to work on my art in a very quiet environment and wind myself.
Yeah,
So I can have more energy to be around people when it's needed.
absolutely.
Yes.
Do you feel like we had talked about this at one of our previous episodes? Do you feel like growing up, the idea of introvert and extrovert was well known, or was it later on in your life that you kind of learned the definitions of those?
It was a lot later. I grew up in the 90s, and when you were an introvert, people said, oh, you are just shy or something like that. I don't think I ever really seen myself as a shy person. I'm quite outspoken, but definitely when I was a child, it wasn't a thing. When I was in my 20s, that was when I came across terms like introvert and extrovert. And that's when I was like, I'm more of an introvert, but I'm not really fully an introvert. I guess I'm somewhere in between. Oh, yeah. But I think I just recently read like this Finnish news clip where it was like the attitudes in Finland towards introverts are still the same as they were 100 years ago.
Really?
It's quite
Yeah.
depressing. But I think that's the case in a lot of countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Um, do you think growing up in Scandinavia, which I read, I know we're going to talk about your book, but I did read that you said the promised land of introverts versus America, where extroversion is the norm, looks different for an introvert.
Yes, I think so. I think one of them is that we don't have any kind of small talk culture. That's a big part of it. So there's this comic book, Finnish comic book. It's called Finnish Problems. I think any introvert anywhere in the world could relate with that.
Uh-huh.
I can't now remember the name of the artist, but you can find it if you just Google Finnish Problems. And it's about this stick figure called Matti and his life as an introvert and how he is nervous to speak to his neighbors and how he cannot, how he feels that his personal space is violated if someone sits next to him on a bus. And it's very relatable to any introvert. And it's super popular in Japan. It's interesting. They're also introverts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't recall ever seeing a book like that in our library. How about you, Abby?
No, no. Usually quite the opposite, but
Totally the opposite.
must be nice to see that, in any sort of art, like, that validation
Yeah.
and representation of that mindset is cool.
Definitely.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's funny. I think a lot of people who see them as extroverts still relate to that stick figure because it's such a deep part of the culture, that you don't invade other person's space.
Yes, for
Yes.
sure.
Very interesting. So yeah, we'll transition a little bit into your book now. So thank you again for sending that to us. We really
Yes.
appreciated that.
Fantastic.
So the book that you published, it's called Pocket Guide to Your Introvert Superpowers. Before we talk about it, you mentioned university and all that. What kind of prompted that, or was it just kind of the studies that you'd done, you wanted to write about it, or what kind of initiated your writing of the book?
Well, a couple of years ago, I made an online course to a meditation app that I was putting some of my thoughts, my work. And I made a course about introverts. And it became really, really popular. And I got like people coming from America, Britain, Spain, all over the world. And they were all like, doing the course and enjoyed it. And then I turned the course into a book. So there's not really deeper story behind the book. It's just based on the course. But when I was doing the material for the course, that was interesting because I meant deep dive into this research about introverts that I know in my personal life, my friends in Finland and other countries, and then also the brain functions of introverts, how introvertism is a little different in Finland compared to, for example, America or the UK. So that was really interesting, and I have to say, it made me appreciate my introvertism a lot more when I finished the book and the course.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So in your book, you had mentioned that studies show that introverts might be better at networking than extroverts. You want to talk a little bit about this, why you think that is?
Well, there are many reasons for that. Introverts tend to be better listeners than extroverts. We pay attention to the person that we are listening. When an introvert is having a discussion, we pay a lot of attention to the way other people behave, their facial expressions. Many of us are also highly sensitive. We can sense the mood of other people. We can sense the mood in a room when we step into a room. So it's like having a sixth sense about your surroundings because you are more tuned to pay attention to what happens around you. It's probably because we are more listeners than we are talkers.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, very interesting because you think of
Yes.
something like networking, and my first thought is, an extrovert would excel at that. But I agree. I see that again in my own life too. You notice things, you're more aware instead of trying to be, I guess, performative. You're really kind of understanding what's going on. Very interesting.
Yeah, very. Also in your book, you said the most notable difference between a shy person and an introvert is at a party. I thought this was really interesting. Can you elaborate on
Yes.
that?
Yeah, that's one of the first things that I started to think about. Uh, how a shy person reacts when they get an invitation to a party. The shy person wants to go, but they are nervous to go there and speak to people. How are other people going to perceive me? Am I going to make a fool of myself? But the first reaction that an introvert has, at least what I have, is how can I avoid not going to the party so I can be by myself, do things that I want to do, have my own party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
oh,
Abby.
no, I was just going to say, Amy and I often talk about accepting invitations to parties, and we feel like that little bit of extroversion that's in us accepts it. And then as the party comes closer, the much larger introvert part is realizing, oh no, what did we what did we agree to? What did we sign up for?
Yes.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed reading that part of your book because a lot of people will tell me that you're not shy, you're an extrovert, and I like the way you put that a shy person would struggle going, whereas an introvert can go and be a part of it and it not bother them. They just don't want to.
Mhm.
So that was like, yeah, that was a light bulb moment for me. I'm like, okay, that's a way I can explain to people when they say that to me.
Yeah. And then you also wrote about me time for an introvert, and some of those
Mm.
essentials were
Yeah.
sleep and proper nutrition. Why do you think that is? And then how do you see that working well in your own life?
I think sleep and good nutrition is also good for extroverts and everyone.
Yes,
But I
for
think,
sure.
especially for introverts, it's important to have that alone time or time with certain people that you don't bother you. Is that you can unwind yourself. You need more time um, to gather your strength. So the main difference between extrovert brains and the introvert brains is that extroverts thrive in an environment when there is lots of stimulation, and that's when they feel more alive. They want to do more, they want to express themselves more. For introvert, that is the opposite. Your brain doesn't handle the stimulation. Your brain goes to the opposite direction. So we need to balance that way of um, being outgoing, and then having that time for ourselves so we can cope in this world.
Yes. So you're saying that me time is just as important as proper nutrition and good sleep.
Mm,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I
Mm.
do much better as a person if I have that time to, you know, because I get in my job as a teacher, the environment's very overstimulating all day, and I don't realize it till I get home, and then it's just kind of decompress. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
And
Um,
I'm sorry,
we'll
I
go.
even find different levels of that decompression and me time. Being at work, again, I work as a nurse, so just being around a lot of people, a lot of needs, and then coming home, I find some days having one-on-one time with my husband and just being with, that one person that I, really enjoy being around. There's times that I just want to be by myself. And it's interesting the times that complete solitude is feels more refreshing, but then there are times that having connection with a singular person feels refreshing after stimulation of a lot of different people.
Definitely.
That is true.
Yeah. Do you find in the courses that you lead, are there parts of the book that are like light bulb moments for people that they didn't realize, or what kind of feedback do you get?
Yes. There were a few people that came to the course and they were like, they thought they were extroverts. That's what they've been told. They are like outgoing and so on. But when they went through the course, they realized they might be introverts, that there are things that resonate more with them being an introvert than an extrovert, which I thought was pretty nice, that you can help people to have understanding about themselves and their behavior. And there was one lady who said that she was going to incorporate some of those um, parenting techniques that there were, which I had copied from a friend of mine who is an introvert parent. So, uh, yeah, it's been a very positive feedback that I've been getting on the course. Yes, people have had these like little light bulb moments on their way, and they've been going through the course.
That's great. If I was there, I would take the course too.
Yes.
Just to feel validated, but also learn more.
Mm.
Do you find that it's more introverts or extroverts that are drawn towards the course? It sounds like you get a fair amount of extroverts that are actually introverts, but do you find more of one or the other?
I think it's pretty much both. People don't really say are they extroverts or introverts, so
Mm,
it's hard to say.
Yeah,
true.
Maybe
yeah.
they're like me, and you are somewhere in between.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
it doesn't really matter in the end
Yeah.
if you are happy the way you are.
Absolutely.
I think it's,
yeah, go ahead, Abby.
I was just gonna say, I think it's good too for the extroverts to learn in the same way it's good for the introverts to learn about the extroverts. Again, understanding the differences. And I think we process interactions much differently when we have that understanding, things that we might feel overwhelmed by and things that extroverts might think introverts are doing that are rude or whatever. Just having the understanding of why someone does what they do is really helpful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And then we looking at my questions here. So you also spend time writing and designing art about Finnish folklore. When did that become a part of your life?
Oh, that's been going on since I was a child.
Wow.
I wanted to go to study archaeology at one point, but then I ended up going to art school. So I always had this love for history and folk tales and mythology. Yeah.
Is that fairly common and predominant in Finland and in your culture? Is that folklore pretty deep in that?
Yes and no, it kind of depends. I think it's been on the rise in the last 10 years. We have there's been a more of a books released on the topic. I think there's been a lot of people who are more interested in it in recent years. Yeah.
And you're an illustrator, correct?
Yes.
Do you create art like for sale or for like book covers? What does that look like?
Well, I used to do more like illustration for companies and stuff. I don't do that anymore because it's been downgrading after AI and stuff. But
Yeah.
now I illustrate my own books, write my own books,
Oh,
and I sell like prints and postcards, whatnot from based on my artworks.
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that.
Very, very interesting.
Very cool.
And in the folklore world, who would you say are the introverts and who are the extroverts?
I think all the Finnish deities in the past were probably introverts, or just based on the our our history, because I think there's a bit of a, I don't know how would you say it, regional thing going on here, because there's the Baltic countries, a lot of people are introverts. In Scandinavia, it's the same thing, no small talk, people are more introverted. Maybe somewhere in Middle Europe, Dutch, Germany. Also, I have lots of Sami ancestors. They are very notably introverts in Lapland. And in Finland, it's interesting because I'm from Western Finland. Western Finland is considered to be more introverted. People are more withdrawn, more quiet. In southeastern Finland, people are more talkative and more lively, extroverted. Then you go to north, people are more quiet, more introverted. So we have regional differences as well, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think similarly in the States we do as well, kind of picturing the South versus the East Coast and West Coast, and the Midwest, kind of the middle region is typically the more extroverted, friendly, talk to your neighbor, that kind of a thing. And I think on the coast, the West and the East Coast, I think we tend to be more introvert. I've never thought about it splitting up different regions, but yeah, I think we have that as well.
That would be an interesting study for the
Yeah.
United States to kind of see where everybody is.
Yeah. Because we have some family in Germany. So both Amy and I, on separate occasions, have traveled with family to Germany. And I'm trying to think, what do you think, Amy, as far as more extroverted, introverted in Germany?
Introvert.
Yeah, very different, like representation of that. But yeah, so interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And I actually, 10 years ago, I went on a Baltic Sea cruise with my in-laws. It was their 50th anniversary, so we got to go with them. And we did visit Finland for a day. Everything was closed because it was summer solstice. But the few things we did get to, we went to the Helsinki Cathedral, the Rock Church, and then there was an outdoor market, so we got to explore that. So I have some fond memories of that. I wish we were there on a day more things were open, but we had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
awesome. Well, it's been really fun interviewing you, and we of course have our ending of our podcast. We always ask two things. So the first one we always talk about is, what is an awkward moment that you have recently experienced?
Oh, maybe not recently, but
Just yeah, an awkward moment, just in general.
couple years ago, I was doing a lecture for a group of adults,
Uh-huh.
and I hate doing lectures. I don't do them anymore. Must be an introvert thing. But anyway, there was this moment when people were like supposed to ask questions, and then nobody asked questions, and it lasted like I think I felt like it lasted forever. Probably was only a few minutes. That was awkward.
Yes.
Oh, that is got to be very painful, and it does. It probably seemed like it went on for hours.
And then we also ask for a recommendation. So anything, it can be a book, a movie, a food, an event, anything that you've been enjoying lately that you would want to recommend to others.
Okay, so one of my personal light bulb moments was when I was writing the book and I read about I think it's called acetylcholine. It's something that it's like a processor in our brains, and the brains of an introvert has more of that, and it creates us these feelings of pleasure and enjoyment when we are alone doing our things. So I would recommend people to Google that because it was interesting. And then we have less dopamine than extroverts, which I thought was also very interesting.
Yeah. Did you talk about that in your book?
Yes.
Yes, I thought
do
that
mention
was
that in the
fascinating
book.
too.
Yes, really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Well, I
gonna.
think.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. I will recommend the Finnish stick figure comic. It's hilarious. It is called Finnish Problems. And then if someone wants to join my course, you can visit my website at fairychamber.org.
Okay. I was going to ask that too. We'll definitely put the links to all of your book and then your website as well. And so people can check everything out. And I definitely want to find that cartoon. That sounds fantastic. I'm definitely going to be looking that up.
And I want to make a recommendation too for Niina's book, Pocket Guide to Your Introvert Superpowers. It was excellent. So great job, Niina. And thanks for reaching out to us.
Yes, thank you so much for being willing. I know the time change, it's very late for you there, so we appreciate you accommodating and talking with us. Very interesting, and it was great getting to hear from you. So thank you so much again.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Well, good. We enjoyed it.
Yes. All right.
All right. Well, and we will, keep in touch. And if you, like I said, people can find you, did you say your website and everything? Is that where the way people can find you if they want to look up stuff about you?
Yeah, or I'm also on Instagram. It's Fairy Chamber Art on Instagram.
Fairy Chamber Art.
Someone wants to go good Instagram. Mostly art reels there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I would love that too. Absolutely. Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you, Niina.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to
much.
sleep now.
Yes. Please do.
Enjoy your me time.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.